entitled Mother Shouting at Old Man Over Candies. Experienced by you/Carries Chan. I usually just lurks here, but after reading a lot of stories, I thought that maybe mine too will be amusing for you all. A little note, my first language isn't English, so I'm sorry if I butcher the grammar. Also, I will keep the story profanity free, just assume the worst possible option for all the light curse words. Backstory: I live in Venice, yes, that Venice, Italy, and I'm used to the general rudeness of the tourists, that see the city like a big amusement park, not like a real city with people that needs to live and work. Not all are uncivilized poopy heads, but you don't notice the good ones, because, well, they can actually behave like human beings and are respectful. I was out with my long-term friend, that now lives in Florence, and her nephews in a square. It's a common thing for children to hang out. They play all together while the parents speaks to each other, all look after the kids, even the one not yours, and we are doing some catching up. Now, another thing that happens sometimes, it's more and more rare, in part because scene like this one, is that old people comes, sits on the benches and simply look at the kids, enjoy the company, the good weather and the fact that, for a few hours, they are not alone in their homes. This particular man, well known by everyone, it's like the neighborhood grandpa. A sweet, old man, with a cane, that sometimes comes sit on the bench and has candy for the children. He is alone in the world. I exchange some words with him, and staying at home make him sad and lonely. The kids knows him, the parents knows him, and then, when he sits down, a flock of children come to him and the dance is always the same. Grandpa: Hi sweetie, how are you? Kid: Good, thanks. May I have a candy? Grandpa: Yes, it's your mother, father okay with that? Ask him, her. The child go, ask the parent and then, with the okay, comes back and get his sweet. He does this always because he want to teach the kid to not accept anything before asking first to the parents. In this particular day, there are a lot of children playing and some tourists too. The residents all know each other, so it's fast to see that someone isn't from here, that are letting the kids play with the other. All is normal. Except for one thing, a family of 5, that is taking all of one of the benches with backpacks and bags in general. It was coincidentally the one on which Grandpa always sits, but when he arrives he don't isn't mind. He hobbles slow and unsteady with his cane, on another one. I think it's rude, but again, not a lot of people needs the benches. The parents usually stands to talk to each other, so no harm no foul. Right? Wrong. When Grandpa sits, of course, all the children go to him and asks for candy. He then proceeds like always and the kids go back to their parents that laugh a little and say yes. One in particular asks for 2 candy. It's unusual and Grandpa asks why. The boy, pointing to his mom, visibly pregnant, like, "Woman, how do you move?" I was amazed, and she was standing like no trouble at all, says that is for his brother. Grandpa laughs and give him 3 candy. The boy looks at them, take a few moments, he was like 3-4, and then says it's not right, this are not 2 candy and gives back one of them. The old man is baffled but smile and say sorry, you're right, I didn't count well, with the mother beaming with pride when the son comes back and hand a candy to her for his brother in the belly, choosing his favorite one because so his brother will taste the best sweet. I don't particularly like children but, I have to admit, this melted my heart. Note, all the people saw the thing. Even tourists were like how cute that kid is and he brought the candy to his baby brother because it was really explicit what he was doing, pointing at the mother's belly and so on. Now, even the hoarder of benches saw this. I saw the mom pointing to the old man and presumably told her child to go and get a candy. This, again, isn't strange, some kids are more introvert and or scared, so the parents says it's okay, you can go but, oh no, I was wrong. The 3 kids come, arranged to 5 to 10 I think, and asks for sweets. In English. To an old Italian person. The guy looks a little lost but then again, he's not stupid. He points at the candy, the children nods and he point to the mother, making signs like okay. But they don't understand. They ask again in English, this time more demanding, but he doesn't speak, so he is really in trouble. The mother is on her phone, the father nowhere to be seen, he left when they arrived. Sighing, I step in. Language, it's a common problem. I greet the children and translate what Grandpa wanted to say. They looked offended, and went back to their mother. I stay and greets him too, making small talk. Again, I didn't think a lot, because it's normal for the children to go back and ask before accepting sweets from a stranger. The M came up and looked in rage, shouting at the old man. How you dare? Give my children the candies. Grandpa, in Italian, I don't understand. Me, in English, to her, ma'am, this sir don't speak English, so he can't. Cutting me off, of course he speaks English, everybody does, it's an universal language. I look at her a little taken aback. Universal? What? Where? When? How? Me, well, it's pretty common language, I give you that, but he is an old Italian man, I assure you he doesn't not speak it. This is absurd. GivemykidScandies, she really articulated every word in the face of the old man, still shouting to him. He looked lost and also a little frightened. At this point, I put myself between this stupid poopy head and Grandpa. Me, please, stop screaming at him. What do you want? Are you stupid too? Candies. He has to give them to my children too, they are feeling left out, it's discrimination. Me, ignoring the insult, sure thing, he doesn't have any problem. He only wants the kids to ask permission from their parent before taking the sweets from him. Why he needs to bother me? Just give them the fricking candies. Me, because he is a stranger? Aunt. It's not safe teaching kids to accept sweets from strangers. This is BS, give them the fudging candies. I huffs, it's not use talking. I quickly translate and Grandpa is a little upset, but he doesn't want to punish the children for the bad temper of the mother, so he takes out 3 candies and hand them over. She snaps. What are those? Me, a little confused, candies? They are not of brand name that I don't remember, everything not brand name is useless garbage. Are you giving my precious kids garbage? Me, still confused, we don't have that brand here, the candies are the same for everyone. Why are you lying? Brand name is universal, everybody knows it and has it. Another thing universal, good. And I thought that there was so much difference between us. Apparently a lot of things are universals. Me, look, ma'am, this is what he have. He doesn't have branded candies, only the ones he handed you. Absurd. This is the worst service ever, I will complain. I still don't know what she was talking about. What service? Complaint to whom? Maybe at the Universal Office of Complaints. She then goes and tries to take the whole pack. I stop her. Me, what are you doing? I'm taking the candies, are you moron? The other mom get them. The other mom. The pregnant one. That had one. But the of course is more important, so she needs the whole pack. I again let it slide, a lot of people are coming near, the shouting are difficult to not hear. Some of the other tourists asks me if everything is okay, I simply shrugs. Me, yes, this woman wants to steal candies from children, but other than that is a wonderful day. Looking more furious, how dare you, you B-word. Those candies belong to me, for compensation. He ruined our holiday. Everyone that can understand looks at her in awe. Me, are you more dense than the fog in autumn? He was giving away for free the candies at the children. He simply wanted them to ask before accepting from strangers. And I thought you said that this brand was garbage, so why you want them? Because they are mine, for compensation. I will throw them away, so that will teach you all to disrespect me and my kids. Note, in all of this, nobody said a word to her children. The oldest one was looking so embarrassed and went back to sit on the bench. The others went playing with other children, again, without their mother looking after them. Me, ma'am, were you dropped when you were a kid? Please, stop harassing the old man and go on with your vacation. You're making a scene. EM, interrupts me, stop talking to me, you useless B-word. I can sue you for defamation and trespassing, young girl. This is a parent's spot, you don't belong here, go away. Before I can open my mouth and shower her with colorful Italian epithet, my friend have a brilliant idea. She picks up one of her nephews, the little one, comes to me and, in English asks, "Friend, honey, is everything alright? The baby wants to get home." I smile and understand immediately, passing a arm on her waist. We know each other since kindergarten, so we are like sisters, we don't have problem hugging or similar. Me, sure thing sweetie, I was finishing talking with this rude lady. She looked like her brain just snapped. She opened and closed the mouth a few times, looking terrified, and then literally runs away screaming something like indecent, disgusting same-female sex scum and deprivation in front of children and so on, dragging the kids and the impossible amount of baggages out of sight. We laughed so hard and then explained the whole situation to all the people, then they laughed as hard. The only one that was a little sad was Grandpa, because he at the end wasn't able to give the candies to the woman's children. Then the boys from before told him to not be sad, because he will accept his candies, no problems at all. We laughed again. Thanks to all that finished reading all of this, and sorry again for the mistakes.